Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today. As always, today's topic is going to be giving up. Never give up. Change directions, change to go with the flow of life, but never give up. But before we begin, hit that like button and subscribe. The reason I brought this up today was because I was watching this other gentleman, I can't remember what his name is. And he was talking about a lot of times before you make a breakthrough, you have a lot of difficulty. Your mind is screaming for you to stop because it is your mind's job to keep you safe from the tiger, the saber-toothed tiger that doesn't exist anymore. But you still have the fight or flight response. So your mind wants to keep you in the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is like a rut. And the only difference between a rut and a grave is one is turned up on the ends. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're never expanding. And the kingdom of heaven is within, the kingdom of expansion. The word heaven in another translation is oranos, which means expansion. When you're expanding and fulfilling your purpose, you have peace, you have contentment, you have fulfillment. When you're not, you are contracting and you feel like crap. You're miserable. You got to reach for a drink or some drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, video game, whatever it is you use to escape from yourself. There are many avenues to escape from yourself. But when you're fulfilling your purpose and staying out of your comfort zone, then you have fulfillment. You have a purpose. You want to start staying out of your comfort zone? Take a cold shower every morning. That's definitely uncomfortable. Do something. Get in the ring. Get punched in the face. Play football. Play soccer. Do something that you don't usually do that is difficult for you. Here in the U.S., we have become so comfortable, we are basically destroying ourselves with comfort. I think it's like 70 or 80% of the people are overweight or obese because we're too comfortable. Everything is too easy. As I've said before, I find it ironic that we have to work out because we made all the jobs so easy. It's really not work anymore, unless you're in the construction trade like myself, and there are some factory jobs that are very difficult. But back to the main topic, whenever you set a goal and you're moving toward that goal, a lot of times right before you hit the breakthrough, you're going to have some bad luck created by yourself. And it's not really luck at all, but it's your way of your mind's way of trying to keep you safe, of keeping you from expanding. It's a subconscious action. You don't even realize that you are doing it, but you are the one creating it. Have no doubt about that. And if you can break through this, then you can get to your dream, your goal, your purpose. And it's like climbing up a mountain. Sometimes you have to stop for a while. So you don't stop moving forward, but you have to take a rest. Once you achieve this certain goal, which you have a lot of small goals on the way to your big goal, you have to move on toward the other goal. But as I said, before you reach these small goals, there's going to be resistance. Resistance created by yourself to keep yourself safe. I know it doesn't make sense. There are many things we don't understand. Do you really understand gravity or electricity? But yet you believe they exist because you know if you jump up in the air, you're going to come back down. You know if you turn the light switch on, the light is going to illuminate the room. So you don't understand these things either, but you make use of them every day. It's no different with the laws of the universe. They exist, although you can't see them. For every in, there's an out. For every up, there's a down. Everything has a dual nature. If you're broke, there's a side of you that's rich. There's an opposite and equal for everything. You are the one that stops it from coming to your reality. Only you, and only you can allow it to come into your reality. And how do you do that? By focusing on what you want. You cannot eliminate a negative thought in no other way than by replacing it with a positive thought. Have you ever tried to not think about something? Try to not think about a pink elephant. What are you thinking about now? A pink elephant. But you can replace that. Think about a giraffe. And if you're thinking about a giraffe, you're not thinking about the pink elephant. You cannot hold two thoughts at the same time. Now you can take an action and think about something exactly the opposite of the action you're taking, but that's not the same thing. So you can only replace negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And sometimes negative thoughts have dug a trench within your mind. So it takes some time to replace that or to fill that trench up with positive thoughts. But only you can do that. You have to constantly be aware of what is going on in your mind. Think about what you're thinking about. Okay, what I was doing, I'll explain to you what happened in the last couple weeks. I really had some, how do I say? I don't want to say hard knocks, but difficulties, okay? Because I just landed this big contract. It's the biggest contract I've ever had. I bid on it 2 or 3 times over the summer. And it was kind of a hassle. Every time I turn around, they want me to come down and make an amendment and do this and do that. And so I would go. Part of me, the part of me that's afraid, thought, man, do I really want this job? Am I bidding it enough? What if I get it and I've underbid it and we'll be here for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, whatever it takes, and not making any money, etc., etc., etc. All the reasons why I shouldn't do it. Although it is in the direction of my expansion and what I really want. Okay, so there you go. You have conflicting opinions within yourself. So, but before I landed the job, I had like 2 or 3 weeks before, I can't remember all the things that seemed to go wrong. I had 2 clients that did not pay me. Now that's the first time that's happened since 1985. Okay, that was strange. Okay, the blower went out of my furnace here at the house. That was costly. What else happened? My son wrecked my car. Couldn't turn it into the insurance because I don't want my rates to go up, so I'm paying for that. But he offered to pay, and he is paying for it. So we're splitting it. Because some of the repairs were things that needed to be fixed anyway, so I can't really charge him for the whole thing. And then I'm not sure, there was a couple of other things that happened also. I can't remember, but it's like, I was looking within myself saying, what am I doing? I think I mentioned this before in a previous video, before I got the contract. What am I doing that is causing this? Why am I bringing this on? Why is this happening to help me? And I really couldn't see, other than the fact that it was creating more character in me and trust in my higher power, trust in God, if you like. Because I had bid some jobs also and I didn't get them. So I'm like, dang, what the hell? It's like my finances just stopped. And it's been flowing really good for the last couple of years. Couldn't figure it out. And then the gentleman, or my contact for this large job that I was talking about, he contacted me and said they were meeting finally. The board was going to meet and make a decision. They had 3 bids. One of them was extremely high. They didn't think it was a serious bid, but they had another company bidding. Well, long story short, he sent me a message 2 days later at night and said, hey, you got the contract, congratulations. So I'm like, well, I hope it's congratulations. Once again, the fear steps in. Geez, did I bid enough? Is it going to work out? Et cetera, et cetera. Because this is like a complex job. There's a lot of variables, and it's a high-profile job. It's a big deal. Anyway, so, hey, great, okay, I got the job. Told my son. And he said, call me. No, he sent me another message the next morning and said, hey, call me at 8 o'clock this morning. I got the message about 6. He said, call me at 8 o'clock this morning. We have to discuss some details about the payment. So actually, they didn't accept the contract the way I wrote it. They wanted me to do the job. They accepted the amount I bid, but they wanted to change terms of payment. Immediately, I got pissed off. And I said, you know what? They can just get somebody else to do it. I'm not going to mess around with them, because a lot of times when you do work for large companies, they have a tendency to want to pay you every 30, 60, or even 90 days. Now, had I known that up front, I would have agreed to it or just not bid the job. It makes it difficult to maintain a good cash flow, and that's a very vital thing for a company to have, as a cash flow. So I'm a little aggravated about it, but I have to sit back and relax and say, you know what, just accept the way things are. You'll call him at 8 o'clock and go with the flow. So I called him up and we talked, and actually we worked it out to my satisfaction and their satisfaction. So I took the job, and so I got the contract. But there was even one more thing. I went down there the next day, and I had to get the contract signed and get a deposit. Um, when I went there, I went inside. Of course, they're wearing the masks. I'm not a mask guy, but that's okay. I went in there, and I met with the director, and then I had to meet with the CEO. And I thought, well, now are they going to accept the terms that I've written out, because they hadn't actually seen the new or the amendment to the contract yet. So they read it, and everything was okay. They signed it, gave me a deposit check, and now we're set to go. But even at the last there was a little bit of doubt and resistance. I didn't have it locked down yet. There was still a little fear within me. So that fear and your mind trying to protect you from the saber-toothed tiger that doesn't exist anymore, you have to be very careful of that. Sometimes your mind is not your best friend. That thinking mind, that conscious, rational 2 plus 2 mind. We have to trust in our higher self, God, if you like. I use the word God because I believe in God. I don't believe in a God apart from you or a God apart from me. I believe God is everything. I think God is either everything or he's nothing at all. When I look in your eyes, I see God. Hopefully when you look in my eyes, you see God too. Now, am I the God that created the universe? Well, only in respects to I have the universe inside my head. Everything that we see out there, really we see it within ourselves. That's kind of a hard concept to grasp, but everything that you think, everything that you see is all created within you. So in a sense, you are the center of your own universe. But you're not the God that made the earth. But in a way, you create it as you view it, and it comes into your mind. Everything that you hear, you're listening to me right now. You're not hearing it out there. You're hearing it within your own mind. So everything that you hear and see and feel is filtered through your experiences of your life. So the world to you is different than the world is to me. Although it's the same world, but we view it differently. So in a sense, it's a different world. That's why one person can look at the world and think it's beautiful and lovely. Another person can think it's dangerous and terrible. Your perspective, your perception of the world, or perception of everything is what's very important. What you see is what it will be for you anyway. Everyone has different perceptions, different conceptions. That's why it's good if you want to be a high income earner, if you want to be a millionaire, find some millionaires to spend time with. Don't hang around with people with a poverty consciousness if you want to be rich and successful. Because if you hang around with let's say you hang around with 4 drug addicts, guess what? You'll become the 5th. If you hang around with 4 alcoholics, you may become the 5th alcoholic. If you hang around with 4 millionaires, guess what? You'll become the 5th millionaire. I know back when I did a lot of sports, I always tried to find someone who was better than I to work out with. I know in boxing it really helped me become better, although they would beat the crap out of me. Didn't feel too good at the time. Once again, I was getting out of my comfort zone. But if you want to become better, be around people that are better than you are at whatever it is you want to do. And then you will become like them. The old universal law, well, I think it's a universal law. You become part of what you are around. It's probably written in a different way, but you get the picture. All right, I hope this has been of value to you. Share this with a friend. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day.